Okay, morning everyone. Welcome to another episode of Trading Bitcoin with your host on Vays. Today we will mostly focus on Bitcoin because of the big pop that took place over the last 6 or 7 hours or so, and we are gonna go and take a look at it. All right, waiting for your live chat to pop up. I already have a bunch of questions, and a lot of them are very, very good. So please hit the like button because something just went wrong. What a surprise. There are issues with going live. I want to grab your live chat just so I have it. Ah, damn it. All right, hold on. This may take a second. All right, I'll do it this way. That's okay. I have another option. Why are there always issues? Always issues. Okay. All right, got your live chat. I already see some tipped questions. So hit those like buttons, hit the subscribe button, and we will get to your Q&A. I almost want to not start with Bitcoin, but we have to start with Bitcoin because that's the one that moved the most overnight. So I'm going straight to screen share, and we are going right into the Bitcoin chart, and we're going right into the daily Bitcoin chart because that's the one that we were looking at very, very critical resistance levels that we just completely annihilated. Okay, so I was looking for an $8,000 top in Bitcoin, but I was looking for that top not today, but I was looking for that top on Friday. I always try to tell you guys that there is time and price. If the price, everyone's asking, where is Bitcoin going? Where is Bitcoin going? But no one says, when is Bitcoin going to get there? And it was the when part that bothered so many people as to why I remained a bear for 2 years and why I changed my mind on being a bear and became a bull right here at the low, because time was up. It's not as much about the price as it is about time. So yesterday I was saying, hey, I'm looking for a price top at 8,000, but I'm looking for a time top on Friday. So what happens if we are early in terms of time? Well, if we're early in terms of time, Bitcoin can overshoot and Bitcoin can undershoot. Clearly, now I'm going to go, I'm going to zoom this back out. Clearly the low here, see, this low of 3,000 was perfectly big enough of a correction in terms of price, but I felt that it was unreasonably early in terms of time. And I remained a bear, not because of price, but because of time. And not enough time had passed yet to cause enough pain. And that's why I remained a bear. Now, I had no idea if given it more time, would have taken us lower or higher than the $3,100 low. In hindsight, we stayed up a little bit higher, but had this reversed earlier, we certainly would have gone lower. So time mattered. The only reason why we stayed above 3,100 over here was because a lot of time had passed and it went pretty damn high in price, which saved us from going even completely lower in price. If we had reversed from this $5,000 area, $6,000 area, like I thought we would have certainly gone down lower than 3K, like 6 months ago or so. Anyway, let's get back to today. Let's look at it right now. This is a triple cluster of resistance. Now, we are certainly not out of the woods yet. Anything can still happen. There's a potential for a stock market top sometime this week. And if the stock market reverses hard, so can Bitcoin. Now, a candle like this needs to close up there. We've seen giant candles that ended strangely. Like, here's a candle, and this particular candle went up 15% for $900, only to come back and close where the candle started. So if I take this arrow, 15%, $955, and I put it right here, this would only be 12% at $955. So for a 15% move, to replicate that old candle, this thing can go up all the way to what price? So we technically could go up all the way to 9,000 and still have the possibility to come back all the way down to 7,800 to replicate a candle that took place almost a month ago. Okay? Now here's a more realistic version. Here's a candle that went up went up $550 for 8.3%. Let's replicate that candle. Okay, that's approximately how this candle is looking. At 8%, we have to go a little bit higher. So we do have recent history of candles going up early in the candle only to come back all the way down. Unless we actually close higher than this triple resistance. At the moment, this is really just a nice move. I am long this move. I've been long this move. I'm not as long in my hot trading account as I should have been or as I wanted to be, but I'm still long. And I have not set my limit sell order yet. I was also joking the other day, and by the other day, I literally mean yesterday, I was joking that, hey, at 8,000, I would add Bitcoin to my Embly card, because that's how it was like, hey, if I think Bitcoin price is going to go down, I'm going to put it on a Bitcoin debit card. I'm not spending any money these days. I'm in quarantine, but on a lockdown. But this is how I would do it. Hey, I'm going to prepay some of my expenses for the next month or so. Let's go back to screen share before I forget. I'm going to prepay some of my expenses. Now, I have not done that yet. I could have done it this morning when I saw Bitcoin going up to like 81.50, and I'm like, no, you know what? It's too early. Bitcoin can still go up for a few more days, but I am looking to exit on that 9. Now, because the 7 candle is rising up so much, there's a possibility that the 9 could still take place down here. I have no idea, but right now we're rising. Let's go look at a 4-hour chart. Let's see if there could potentially be a topping pattern on a 4-hour chart. See, the 4-hour chart is making it very, very interesting. I love this 6 on the 4-hour chart. I will be looking for a 9 on a 4-hour. I don't know how the 12-hour looks. I don't know how the 1-hour looks. Let's look at the 1-hour. That could already be a 9. 7. So in 2 hours, there could be a short-term little top. So if we pop into 8,500 over the next 2 hours, that could be a good time for me to consider taking some profit on that trade, because the stock market will be open and my trade is in GBTC. So I will have the ability to exit this. It will be a double 9 in 2 hours. So, but I'm only going to do it if we're like popping above 8,500. I will consider taking profit on my GBTC trade. I will also consider sending money to that Embly card, sending some Bitcoin, because I think Bitcoin is going to pull back. I know the halving is coming in 2 weeks, but we can have another one of these pumps in 2 weeks. Right now, I am still bullish on Bitcoin. I am bullish on Bitcoin over the next 48 hours. But these 7 candles, when they rise so quickly, could cause trouble. Look at the reverse example. Look, we still got our 9, but it was the 6th candle that made the giant low. So I am still looking for a 9 to reverse this trend. But because of this huge 7 candle, I wouldn't be surprised if the 9 closes lower than that candle. So I would love to time this local top. I am still very bullish in this market. We're going to zoom out over to the weekly chart. The weekly chart is very bullish. The weekly chart is only on a 4 of 9. The weekly chart has 2 major resistance points left. You have the $8,500 vicinity, with both a Fibonacci line and a, well, wait a minute, hold on. This is the underside of the Fibonacci. So this Fibonacci doesn't actually matter. I'm going to drop this Fibonacci set. I don't want to get confused by irrelevant Fibonacci. That Fibonacci number does not matter to me. I'm going to drop this Fibonacci set because it's actually irrelevant. The Fibonacci set that we need is from this high down to this low. Okay, that raises our 50% Fibonacci line just a little bit. And I'm gonna move the numbers over to the right. Good thing I double checked. Label right. Okay, perfect. So the 50% Fibonacci line is at 8,900. Now, I'm not a big fan of the 50% Fibonacci line. I am a much bigger fan of the 38 and 52. Now, the 38 looked like it stopped last week's candle on a dime. Also interesting how this was also right on a 38. But it was I was still bullish the weekly chart because the 3 went above the 2. I don't like the fact that it's so overextended. We're going up very, very quickly. And you guys know the history of Bitcoin. Anytime Bitcoin goes up very, very quickly and reaches kind of far, it tends to pull back quite hard. It is not different this time. It is not different this time. It was a little different in 2017, but we are not in the 2017 land. We're not even close to the 2017 land for many, many reasons. First of all, the 2017 land was a year after the halving. So that's when the stock to flow really starts to have a little bit of an effect. We were in a shitcoin bubble. Everyone was hyping up crypto. That's not what's happening here. In fact, right now, it's a little bit challenging because people are about to find themselves unemployed and not have enough money to speculate on Bitcoin. And the halving isn't here yet. So this is just a pre-halving pump. We've had these before as well. Well, the last one also looked very, very good. And right before the halving, we started to fall. And through the halving, we were already falling in price. So I have no idea if this halving pump is going to last for the next 10 days or it's going to fizzle out tomorrow. I'm not going to take a chance. So that means I am looking to get out of my short-term trade on a 9. But I also understand that because we pumped on a 7 and not on an 8 or a 9, it's a little tough. Like here's the 7 candle. Here's another perfect example. Wow, this candle is identical to the current candle. What does that move up? That is a 9% move for $600. What about the current move? Well, look at that. That is exactly the same move. We've seen this before. And look what happened the following day. We got rejected by a moving average and had a consolidation day. We then made the 9 the following day in consolidation, and then Bitcoin fell from the top of that 9 candle down to the bottom of this triangle that it just broke out of for 11%. So I am, at the moment, I am anticipating something like this, but that also doesn't mean that Bitcoin can't pop over the next 24 hours to another level, like a 6,800 level. We may even reach this target. So right now, I am bullish. I am staying bullish. But I am going to be watching Bitcoin very, very carefully over the next 48 hours, because I think over the next 48 hours, Bitcoin will have a local top, or Bitcoin should have a local top. We saw it right here as well. Here's another huge 6 candle, huge 7 candle. The 8 candle was completely neutral. Then the 9 candle was neutral again, and now we go down. How far did we go down? Went down 13%. So this seems to be what Bitcoin's been doing. And I wouldn't mind a 10% correction here. It actually helps create a nice steady market. So if we do reverse, let's say just under 8,500, and we go down for our 10 to 15%, we would pull back right into the top of this triangle. And this is badly needed. It's badly needed. The more the more often Bitcoin goes up 20%, say, and then falls 10%, the more orderly the rise is. And the more orderly the rise is, the more likely we are to avoid catastrophes like a fall from 14,000 down to 3,000, or a fall from 20,000 all the way down to 3,000. And whenever Bitcoin goes up like this, it is horrible. It is absolutely bad. It is good for those that happen to get lucky and sold at the top and rode it all the way up. But for the ecosystem, for the Bitcoin circular economy, for the merchants, for the average person, this is terrible, because this is what makes Bitcoin look silly and volatile, and everyone's making fun of it. You want Bitcoin to go up 20%, then fall 10, go up 20 and fall 10, and then the next thing you know, you're at a new all-time high somewhere within 12 months. Trust me, going to 50,000 right now is it may be good. You may get your Lambo, but trust me, you're not going to change the world with Bitcoin going up to 50, then falling down to 5, then going up to 60, then falling down to 4. It happens way too often and all the time. You want the slow and steady rise. Right now, I am bullish. The TA is bullish. The weekly chart is right here. The weekly chart is right here with major resistance around 8,700. The daily chart is looking at a local top based on time right there. Now, we do have 1,400 people, so a lot of people joined us late. And I want to explain this. On yesterday's video, I talked about a top at 8,000, but I talked about that top in terms of time. And the time is too early. So this, I don't believe we have topped. When I started this video, we were like $100, $200 lower. Okay, I'm looking for a top in the next 48 hours. I'm not looking for a top this hour. However, I might be looking for a top this hour because the hourly chart is going to give us a 9 2 hours from now. It depends where that top is. If this top 2 hours from now is lower than current price, I'm not interested in that top. But if this top is all the way at 9,000 in 2 hours from now, I would be very interested in getting out of my long trade in Bitcoin, because I don't think this is going to last. Bitcoin doesn't just go up $5,000 in a day, at least not often. So I am looking for a local top, but not right now. Not right now. Right now, I'm still bullish. There's no reason for me to get out. Maybe in 2 hours. Okay. We got 1,500 viewers. We have 220 likes. Come on, guys, get that up to 500, and I will take a look at your questions. We have some really, really good ones. We will do Q&A once we get there. Wow, I should have opened my actual portfolio. I am in a bunch of trades, which we're going to go and take a look at. I'll probably stay with you through market open. My trades are not as nerve-wracking as they were in the past. Let's go to the S&P 500. I see it pumping early in the morning. At least it was about an hour ago when I took a look. Let's take a look at it right now. So the futures market is making a new swing high. I remain out of the market at the moment. I am looking for a local top. I am not going long here. I feel that it's a little too dangerous to be long in this market at the moment. Just like Bitcoin, it is going up a little too far and a little too fast, and therefore I want to stay out of it. Now, can the stock market go up 5 more days and top on a 9 somewhere? Yes, but though I did not really expect this market to go above this Fibonacci line. So the Fibonacci is saying, hey, it's very likely that we're topping right now. The TD sequential is saying, hey, we're probably not topping right now, and we can go up for another 5 days. Now, as long as we don't cross this TDST, the TD sequential is saying that a 9 anywhere below this TDST is more likely to reverse the market all the way down than not. We're going to keep looking back at Bitcoin every time I look at another market because it's moving so quickly, and we're actually going to be looking at it on a 1-hour chart. I can even zoom in a little bit. I do want to keep an eye on the real market, though. That's where I'm mostly trading. But I do have a trade long on Bitcoin, and I am looking to exit that trade. But I need the market to open, and I'm not in a rush. I'd rather be always long Bitcoin than anything else. Let's go to the 10-minute chart. The 10-minute chart is also on a 7, and that 7 is becoming a reversal candle that ends in about 6 minutes. Though I wouldn't be trading the 10-minute chart. The 4-hour chart on Bitcoin is something I would actually trade. The 4-hour and the 1-hour. The 4-hour and the 1-hour are both still bullish. Bitcoin can certainly go higher. The $8,500 round number, we can come close to that. I'm still bullish across these timeframes. The 4-hour is only on a 6. The 1-hour is on a 7. The 1-hour is getting close to toppy. The daily is on a 7 itself. So the daily, I'm looking for a local top in the next 48 hours. And the big question is, will we hold this triple resistance? Now, there's one more challenge when it comes to Bitcoin. And here is the challenge. At the moment, we are only 5% above the triple resistance cluster. That, for me, in Bitcoin, only because it's Bitcoin. If this was the stock market, 5% is plenty. But in Bitcoin, this is not enough. It's not enough. And here's what I mean when I say it's not enough. If we reverse in the next 48 hours at the current price of Bitcoin, if Bitcoin does not go above 8,500 and we reverse in the next 48 hours, I do not have enough confidence that this will hold the price on the way down. But, and here's the but, if Bitcoin goes up from here, let me use the weekly chart. That's the same line. No, I'm sorry, that's not the same line, 8,000. If Bitcoin goes up from here and say it makes it past 9,000 or makes it into the red line, if that happens, if Bitcoin goes far enough and spends more than 2 days above that $8,000 support cluster, then I would have enough confidence that we would turn and go down and don't fall below that support cluster. I hope that makes sense. This support cluster, I am not confident that it is strong unless Bitcoin makes it all the way past 9,000 and then comes back to it. And it can't do it tomorrow. It has to do it over the next 7 days. If Bitcoin can spend a good, 7 days above this and make it to 9,000 at the same time or higher, I will then have confidence that this support cluster can hold Bitcoin on the way down. And if that's the case, then the probabilities that I sent out yesterday, by the way, if you look at my Twitter, if you look at my Twitter, the pinned message on my Twitter, right here, I say that I'm only giving it a 25% chance we go over 10,000. This I would raise. I didn't think we would fly this high in the next 24 hours. So right now, I'm still sticking with these probabilities. The 5% fall under 5,000, like I've been saying for over a month now, 5,000-6,000 will hold. Oh, I think I have a bet with Joe and Socrates that I'm going to be winning on this one because they both thought that Bitcoin would fall. I forgot what the terms of that bet were. And I also have a bet that Bitcoin will not close on the daily more than 90 times this year above 10,000. So I still think we're going to be range bound between 10,000 and say 6,000. But if we go up right now all the way near 10, I will then have confidence that we're probably going to be range bound between 8,000 and 10,000 or 7,000 and 10,000. And that range bound, because that range is a lot tighter, not 5 versus 10, but 8 versus 10, it's very likely we're going to break one way or another, and it's way more likely we're going to break to the upside. So obviously I become more bullish as prices rise, but they have to rise in an orderly fashion. If we go straight to 10K, we'll probably have a 40% correction back down to 6. Okay, so that's currently my view. This is a very bullish move. I really like it. I'm long in the market. I've been a bull on Bitcoin. I hope the tone counter trade indicator is working really well for people that shorted. I've been shorting Bitcoin market since the low because I became a bull. So I really hope that worked out for you guys, shorting the market all the way up. There were some silly articles in Cointelegraph about some Joe 007 that was shorting this market and getting crushed. So he had to go and start tweeting about, you know, moving his position. That's what they do. It's called talking your own book. And probably, I don't know if he got liquidated or not, but that's what's needed. Here is that short squeeze. The shorts are going to get pummeled. Now, here's the great part. In the BitMEX funding rate is just starting to favor the bears, but not even so. Like we're still favoring, like almost, we're still almost favoring the bulls here. So this is what you want to see. Bitcoin is rising while no one is actually long in Bitcoin. Most people are short in Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is rising, creating that short squeeze. This is about to flip. This actually tells me that there is room to the upside. There's still some room to the upside, but it will flip. And right now, I'm still bullish across all time frames, all the way down to the 1 hour time frame. Still bullish on the 1 hour time frame. We got 30 minutes to go. Stock market just opened. I do want to take a look. I do have positions in the stock market. I want to take a look at those positions. I don't have my broker open right now. I do not have a position in Roku. I do have a long position in Uber. These positions were entered for the options class. And as I have a long position in Tilray. Tilray just opened. So we have a long position in Tilray. That's unfortunate that Tilray is not rising with this pump in the market. Maybe it will. Let's give it a little more time. We have a position in Uber. Where is Uber? There it is. Uber is rising. That's good to see. There's Uber. Uber is going up a little bit. That's perfect. We have the biggest trade we have on, or the riskiest trade we have on, is NVIDIA. And NVIDIA is rising as well. Now, NVIDIA is neither bullish nor bearish. NVIDIA is on a spread trade that should not, that only is set until this Friday. And NVIDIA needs to move closer to one of these lines. It's possible I made the spread too wide. If NVIDIA ends right in the middle of the spread, that's not ideal for the trade. The trade makes money the closer you are to the pink line. But if you go past the pink line, it starts to lose you money. So you have to be right about time. You have to be right about the volatility of the asset, but not necessarily about the price. I want this stock to move somewhere. I don't want it to stay flat, but I don't want it to move too much. Also, MGM Grand took a trade there. Let's see how that's doing. That has earnings coming up this week. That was a trade specifically for earnings, and beautiful. MGM Grand should be doing very nicely for us with earnings coming. So that's going to be great. I got to reevaluate this trade and inform. I already forgot what the other trades were. Under Armour. Let me just check Under Armour real quick. We have 1,600 viewers. I'm just going through the stocks that I have on. We're very bullish Under Armour. Took out a trade that makes a lot of money if Under Armour rises a lot, and it looks like Under Armour is rising. Since we took on this trade, we took on this trade 2 days ago on Monday, and Under Armour is up very nicely in this trade. If you look at it by percentage, Under Armour is up since Monday when we took the trade, Monday afternoon. Under Armour is already up 8%. That is very good for the trade. That is ultra bullish. This is super leveraged to the upside. So Under Armour is looking great. 8% move, super leveraged to the upside with options. It was something called a call ratio back spread. But if you don't know the rules on how to enter it, Me telling you what it is won't help you. Okay. There was something else that we were super bullish on, but I already forgot what it was. Anyway, I got to double check my stock list. All right, let's go back. Let's look at S&P. Let's look at the cash S&P. And then I'll look at the 10-minute S&P. Like there's the cash S&P. So the cash S&P is still short on its 62% Fibonacci line. We can look at the 10-minute S&P, and then we'll go back to Bitcoin. All right, still waiting to get to 500 likes, and then we're going to take a look at some of your questions, which are very good. Here's the 10-minute chart. The 10-minute chart dropped us right before the open. Once again, we hit a 9 right at the open. This happened yesterday to us as well. Here's yesterday. Here is 9 a.m. yesterday, right up here. And, oh, we started to fall earlier. Right into market open, we started to fall. Didn't close the day good. Today may be a better day. I was looking for the 10 a.m. reversal on this 9 yesterday. That did not work out. I would be looking for it again today. Now, today, the market is in a slightly better position because you have this. So that is potential support right here. And let's see if the market reverses back to the upside. Let's look at oil, and then we go to Bitcoin. Oil is rising a little bit this morning. Oil is consolidating. Not really interesting to me. USO had a reverse split. I was going to try to enter a leverage to the upside USO position. I wasn't able to do it because they're not letting me in my retirement fund. I also didn't really want to mess with holding options through an 8-to-1 reverse split. It makes shit very, very complicated. And I didn't want to deal with it. I thought this thing was going to happen today. I don't know why this isn't like a $90. Oh, no, it did happen. There it is. Okay, it's a $9. Wait, why am I still on Under Armour? This makes no sense. Go to USO. I'm like, that doesn't make sense at all. There we go. Now it makes sense. So here is the 8-for-1 reverse split. And this looks a little weird as to, I mean, the prices might need to adjust here. We will see how USO is doing. Clearly, due to the reverse split, USO is down quite a lot. Yeah, they need to adjust this. Okay, let's go back to Bitcoin. Let's see how it's doing. We're going to constantly go back and forth from Bitcoin and looking at other markets. Still bullish. The weekly, we're almost at 1,700 people, guys. And I already explained the Bitcoin chart earlier. The BitMEX funding rate is still favoring the bulls because no one wants to be long in this market. Everyone is scared, which is great. And that allows Bitcoin to go higher. I've been a bull on Bitcoin since these lows. And hopefully you guys bought that dip. And in my last tweet, I said, buy all dips. So right now, I am actually looking for a short-term top, but I'm not looking for it this second. I still think Bitcoin has a little bit more room, though it doesn't certainly have to. Anyone that's taking profit right now, not a big deal. Anytime you take profit on a trade, great. I have a trade in GBTC to the long side. I will be looking to take profit sometime over the next 48 hours. Probably over the next 48 hours because I have a daily 9 coming up. We have a 9 coming up on the 1 hour and 2 hours. So I'm still hopeful that it will make one more swing high closer to 8,500. Now, the 4 hour is what's giving me the most confidence that Bitcoin still has room to the upside because the 4 hour is not topping until late evening today. Still have 2 hours in this candle and 3 additional candles to bring you to a swing high. We have just busted this triple daily resistance. And had we been at this resistance on Friday, I would have said, hey guys, this is the local top, triple resistance plus a 9. But we broke it on a 7 candle. I explained how we've had giant candles before like this and this. And if you count this as a 2-day candle, this was way bigger than our current one. So Bitcoin is not new to pulling back. Also, if you look the last two nines that occurred, the main top came either on a 7 or early on in the 8 candle, the evening of the 7. So sometime, most likely in the next, probably closer to the next 24 hours than 48, I am looking for Bitcoin to top. It could also top any second right now. Now, unless Bitcoin stays above this resistance cluster for 5 to 7 days and goes significantly higher to, say, this triangle target of 9,000 or above, I will then see this resistance cluster as support. As of now, I do not see it as support. As of now, I just see it sitting on the chart that we broke it. But it doesn't tell me much. We're watching Bitcoin pull back a little bit right here on this 6 candle. It's hard for me to call the top right here. So I'm going to still hold off. I'm still not rushing to sell my GBTC position. I'm going to stay patient. I still think Bitcoin has a little bit more pop in it left. Everyone is talking about it. Hopefully all the shorts are being liquidated right now and getting wrecked for being short. I love how the tone-based counter trade indicator isn't working very well for them right now. It never really did. People just have nothing better to say. And I can go to your questions because we have 500 likes. I want to look at gold before I do. I haven't looked at gold yet. Gold is dropping still. I am not long or short gold. I am staying out of gold. I am waiting for a potential buying opportunity. And I think that buying opportunity will come when the market turns. I am expecting the stock market to turn. The stock market has gone up too far, too fast. It does have a Fibonacci line coming up right here. And it has major resistance right here in a $3,000 range. I got out of my short trade last Friday. I did not enter the long trade. I am staying out of the stock market at the moment. I have individual trades on, but no shorts on the actual stock market. Okay, with 1,750 live viewers, let's go to, guys, please subscribe. We're going to keep an eye on Bitcoin. I'll stay with you for a while. I don't have anything major in the stock market I have to deal with. Don't forget to check out the Vays store. And if you want to support, please check out the affiliate page. As I've been promoting with 1,700 live viewers, this is great. I'm going to stop the screen share for a second. Love the Embly card. I was planning on shooting some BTC over into it at 8,000. I'm probably going to get lucky. I'll shoot it over at a higher price than 8,000. I still think Bitcoin has a little more to go. These things are so heavy. They're like, hope you hear that. Beautiful metal on that. All right, let's go back to screen share. Please support with affiliate codes. And there's no workshops coming up in the near future. That's empty. But the on-demand videos are there. I got to update the on-demand the options trading to the latest videos from this past weekend. The options course was absolutely fantastic. Okay, let's go. Took a look at gold already. We'll take a look at BTC dominance, and then we'll go to your questions. Canadian minister announced that they maybe will be gonna tax Canadians worldwide. Wow, that is excellent. I love that. Canada is becoming more socialist, and that is great for Bitcoin. I am sorry for you Canadians. You had a huge advantage over being an American. Your biggest advantage of being over an American is that once you leave the Canadian border, you don't have to pay any more taxes. And once that comes to an end, and your currency is turning into shit, that is absolutely beautiful for Bitcoin. I am more bullish Bitcoin than ever. The Canadians will help drive the Bitcoin price to the upside. This is excellent. All the hedge funds in Bermuda are now in trouble. There are so many Canadians working for hedge funds in Bermuda because they don't have to pay any taxes on their salaries. Had a couple of friends that were working there in hedge funds. Wow, that is huge news. And by the way, if the government is thinking about taxing you, they're going to tax you. That is, to me, that's a done deal. If that idea has been floated, it's going to happen. Taxes after COVID, you guys have absolutely no clue how much your taxes are going to rise. I'm assuming the majority of the people watching me are American. Every single state is now going to go broke. Every single state, for every day that the state is keeping the shutdown, Georgia is like the only state in America that's actually thinking about this properly. They're about to open up and they're about to say, screw it. The states are going to go broke. All the pension funds are going to go broke. If you're an employee for the state, you are actually going to be in trouble because every state is going to have to raise taxes. Your real estate taxes will go up. Taxes on everything are going to go up because these states have no idea how many businesses are going to go out of business because of COVID. And that is their revenue. A state cannot print money. A US state cannot print money. Greece, Italy, they're in serious, serious trouble because those Southern European countries, they survive based on tourism. Germany doesn't survive based on tourism. Greece is tourism. Italy is tourism. Spain and Portugal, a little leaning towards tourism as well. All those areas of Southern Europe, they're all tourism, which is going to be non-existent for a little while. Okay, they're in trouble. There's only one thing you can do is raise taxes. Who are you going to raise taxes on? No one's going to be working. The Canadians have the ability to put taxes on global income. US already has taxes on global income, so they can't do that. Yeah, it's been I haven't seen this many live viewers since 2017 either. I know, this is awesome. Beyond Meat, yeah, I got to take a look at that. Okay, I got a bunch of questions. I got 500 likes. Hey guys, thanks a lot. Thanks for hitting that like button. Please subscribe and please support with the affiliate page. Wow, we have a lot of questions. We're going to kick off with a question from yesterday because it was a tipped question, and the next question after this is going to be Bitcoin. Kumar from India, I think, wanted me to take a look at Win. Now, let me take a look at Win. This is probably Win Resorts, the casino and hotels. Wow, Win is looking very, very good. Win has earnings today, so there's nothing to say. If I was holding Win, long or short, I would be out of it today. I would not take a chance holding it into earnings. However, earnings has not done much for this stock. Win looks pretty bullish, and I don't exactly know why a hotel is being bullish right now in this market. I think it has gone up quite a bit. I would not risk it. I would start to take my profit on Win if I was in it. Okay, next question. All right, let's take a look at the next question. If you were looking to establish or add to a long position in Bitcoin, would you buy the retest of the 200-day moving average? Where is a good place to add? That is a very, very, very good question, okay? The question is, where is a good place to add to a long-term position? I cannot answer this question today, unfortunately. We can only answer that question in a couple of days because we are at a candle that is breaking the 200-day moving average. And like I explained earlier in this video, the only way I would be comfortable adding to my long position on a dip to the 200-day moving average is if we spend at least a week above it and we go all the way to 9,000. I don't know what the next 4 to 5 days will bring. So if we don't hold this 200-day moving average, let's just say I am not comfortable adding to a long position tomorrow or the next day at the 200-day moving average. I feel more comfortable adding at the bottom of the triangle. So at the moment, my answer is no. I am not comfortable adding to a long position at that area. I am comfortable adding to a long position in the $7,200 area right now. If we go to 9 or 10,000, then I would be comfortable adding to a long position at 8,000 triple support. Okay, good question. Very, very good question. If Bitcoin breaks below the 200-day moving average, where is the next likely support when this pulls back? Where might it find support? If we pull back right now, if we pull back in the next 48 hours, I think it is very likely to find support in the 7250 range. That is the most likely area of support. By that time, the 50-period moving average will circle back around and it will be sitting here. This will be a triple support. This will be the prior breakout high, all the resistance becomes support, the Fibonacci line, and the 50-period moving average. That becomes your ultimate support area, this 71 to 7250 zone. Okay. Now, if Bitcoin goes straight up, if Bitcoin goes to say above 10,000 and Bitcoin makes a crazy high the way it made a crazy high over here, or the way it made a crazy high all the way up there. If Bitcoin goes too far too fast, you create the possibility of overshooting to the downside. If you overshoot to the upside, you overshoot to the downside. Have we not learned our lesson enough? So this area of support of 7,200 is only good support if Bitcoin does not shoot all the way past 10,000, and if Bitcoin doesn't, well, if Bitcoin reverses soon, this becomes the best area of support. If Bitcoin goes to between 9,000 and 10,000, then the good area of support becomes 8,000. But if Bitcoin overshoots to the upside, here's the crazy part. Here's the part that people get so confused on. Tone, you're covering all the sides. You're saying that 7,200 is good support and 8,000 is good support. And then you're saying Bitcoin can go all the way down to 6. Well, correct. It depends on how high Bitcoin goes. If Bitcoin reverses right now, 7,200 is my best support. If Bitcoin reverses around 9,000 to 9,500, then 8,000 is my good support. But if Bitcoin goes to $11,000 over the next week, then my good support goes all the way down to 6. This is the counterintuitive principle that people just don't understand. This counterintuitive view, and why people, unfortunately, even my friends got caught on the back end of this, is that the main reason why we overshot to the downside is because we overshot to the upside. Look, if Bitcoin would have reversed somewhere over here, it would have been likely we would have went lower. If Bitcoin reversed over here, it would have probably been nice and orderly down to this green line. But because we overshot to the upside, we had to overshoot to the downside. And this could have been a lot worse, by the way, if BitMEX didn't shut down. Still debatable if it was accidental or on purpose. All right, we got a lot of questions. I see a tipped question coming in right now. Looks like somebody in Australia. Man, must be late for you guys over there. I'm going to take that one. I know there is an order here somewhere, but I see it come through with Super Chat. Thank you, guys. We just broke 800 live viewers. Thank you for the 600 likes. Let's see if we can break 1,000 on that one. Bronal Doify. Okay. The U.S. looks effed on the societal level. Unemployment hitting 30 to 50 million, cultural divide, global influence rests on the US dollar in the end of the empire. Is this the end of the empire? Yes, this is the end of the empire, but not tomorrow. It's not an end of the empire tomorrow. It's the end of the empire in the next decade. So sometime and closer to the end of the decade than the beginning of the decade. So we just started our next decade. The end of the empire is coming somewhere around 2030. It can stretch to as late as 2035, but I think that's where it ends. So you want to be looking at that 2029 to 2033 zone. It'll be interesting on the 100-year anniversary of the the big stock, the 1929 stock market crash. Yeah, so look, this COVID is a big, if the US shuts down again, if there is a wave 2, and there is another shutdown, I will change my mind on my statement, because I think there could be serious riots and a serious clash between government and the people. And society is going to be breaking down. They need to open up the economy, and they need to open it up immediately. They have to, provide good guidance. People have to stay safe. People that can work from home should work from home. People that are at risk of dying from catching COVID should not go outside. Even if everything opened up tomorrow, I will make sure my parents are not going outside for another month. And then I will make sure my parents are also locked down in October, November, December. No vacations, no walking around. Like I'll pay for your delivery grocery shopping. If I'm around, I'll pay for the grocery shopping. I'll go and do it myself, But if your parents are 60, 70, or if your friends are not in good health, they should not be going outside. Now, will they lose their jobs? Well, it depends on the government policy, Look, I could write up a whole blog post on what I would consider doing in this mess. But anyway, we're getting off topic. Let's go back to Bitcoin. We got 1,800 viewers. Let's talk Bitcoin. We're still popping. I'm still bullish, even short term right now. I'm still bullish short term. My hourly chart is not scaring me yet. We're only on a 7, I think, on the hourly. Okay. Next question. If Bitcoin breaks your long-term triangle, can you talk about the potential upside? Breaks your this one. Good question. If Bitcoin breaks my long-term triangle. Okay, this is a very good question. Here is the thing. I think it is insanely unlikely for Bitcoin to break the long-term triangle from the bottom of the triangle. It is too far away. So the chances of it breaking this triangle are not very high. If it breaks the triangle, I would be looking for this scenario. Look, the last time we broke the triangle in a significant way, we broke it by 15% and almost $2,000. If I slide this over, let's say we go straight up. Let's say we break the triangle around the halving. Okay, this is what we're looking at. Maybe a smidge lower because 15%. Okay, I would be looking for a similar end result. I would be looking for a monster pullback back down. Okay, so even if we were to break the triangle right now, even if let's say we break the triangle, I'm going to draw it out. Let's say we go up and break the triangle. Let's say we do this. Break the triangle in July and go all the way to even $11,000. Okay, what would I be looking for? I would be looking for a pullback. It may not happen. That's why I'm a hodler. I would still be looking for a pullback to the bottom of the triangle. But the pullback is going to be a lot bigger. Sorry, the pullback is going to end a lot higher. Like right now, we could still get a pullback to the bottom of the triangle, but the bottom of the triangle would be higher. So I'm still going to be looking for it, right? But at least Bitcoin will. I might lose my bet that Bitcoin closed more than 90 days above 10,000, but I would still be looking for a pullback. Now, if we go way higher, let's talk about the moon scenario. Let's say we go up to 15,000 into September, okay? I would still be looking for a pullback, but now I doubt that we would pull back all the way to the bottom of the chart because this is a very steep line. If we were to go all the way to 15,000, I would then only be looking for a pullback to approximately 10,000. I would grab the best fit horizontal line from this vicinity. So I would probably draw a line like this here, covering this double top. And I would only be looking for a Bitcoin correction into that. So that's what I would be looking for if we go all the way up from here with enough time, But we would also open up the door for a catastrophic fall. But I think that once we get out, once we go 6 months or more into the next halving, then the pressure on Bitcoin being sold is significantly smaller. And a lot more people will hear about Bitcoin in the news once we break the last year's swing high. So that is also a very, very key area that we need. That is a very good question of what would happen if we break the triangle. As long as we stay in the triangle, I am expecting us to break to the bottom of the triangle. And we're not that far off to getting to the top of that triangle. I think we're going to pull back before that. I think we're going to pull back very, very soon. I think we're going to pull back only, to maybe this area here, like the $70 to $100 area. So we go something like this. Then we hit the top of the triangle. And then we hit the bottom of the triangle one more time, because we have to frustrate both the bulls and the bears for the rest of the year. Both bulls and bears need to be frustrated for the rest of the year before this thing can finally break out. These are just random lines. I'm going to delete them all. And then finally, sometime at the end of the year, we can actually break out. And once we actually break out, we could be looking then at something like this. And now we go back to that 10. Might not even pull back. We could repeat 2017, and just go straight up. Okay. Now, once again, I'm not looking for 20K until the year after. So I think this is just going to be slower. All right. I'm going to delete all these. But that is my view of what happens if we break the long-term triangle. I would not short this market in any way, shape, or form. Only long. Only long, buy all dips. Like I said in my tweet the other day. Long, buy and all dips. Let's get those likes at 1,000, guys. We're at 1,800 viewers. Get them up. Let's go back to the questions. Good question. Like the question. Excellent questions today, guys. If you were looking to take profits and are in highly profitable Bitcoin long trade, where is a good stop loss to take in those gains? Well, I think I've been talking about that the whole time, is where I would do it. I am looking to take a profit in the next 48 hours, sometime in the next 48 hours. Okay. It could have been an hour ago. I haven't taken my profit yet, but in the next 48 hours, I am keeping an eye on the hourly chart. I would love to see this hourly chart give me a perfected 9. I still want to see a perfected 9. I want to go up a little more. Keeping an eye on the stock market. Remember, we're still correlated with the stock market, and the stock market's doing beautifully. We did not exactly reverse at the 10 a.m. reversal. We reversed right at 9:30, actually, well, 9:40, closer to that. I want to take a look at my positions. I have some long positions and some neutral positions. So I would love for NVIDIA to get to $310. That would be my max, or 315 is my max, is where profit will be maximized. I do want to look at NVIDIA. And this has to be done by Friday. We did something called a double calendar spread on NVIDIA. And I would love for it to move more than this. Let's see if it has one more pump in it. What's today? Is today Thursday or Wednesday? I think today is Wednesday. So we got a couple of more days. I got a few more days. I don't really want it to close right here. That would suck. This happened on the Roku trade last time. Man, just didn't move at all. You want it to move a little bit. We're very long Under Armour. Very high leverage long Under Armour, and that's doing great. And long Uber. That's doing great. And Tilray. Tilray was a rough trade. Tilray was unfortunate in that we had to enter it off of a pump, and that kind of sucked. The trade was set up, you know, as a Friday's data, and then this pump on Tilray on Monday kind of made it a rough trade, but I'm still confident in that trade. Okay, let's go back to your questions, and we'll look at Bitcoin. So I would be taking profit between now and the next 48 hours. But it's up to you when. Just telling you what I'm doing. Can you check up on your option plays? Yeah, I just did. There's a few more. I have a spreadsheet somewhere with the rest of them. I was also trying to get into Cisco. I don't know if the limit order got filled or not. I can check on my phone app, but there were other trades. Trying to remember what the other trades were. Well, MGM I looked at. That was doing good. Okay. How do you feel about companies pulling guidance altogether? Probably the smart thing to do. There was talk about public companies no longer giving 12-month guidance in earnings reports. That is correct, because they have no idea if anyone's going to be using their product. The economy is shut down. I agree with that. If I run a company right now, I would say, you know what? We don't know what's going to happen. We're not giving any guidance. It's stupid to give guidance. It's like saying, Tone, give guidance on your speaking engagements over the next 12 months. And I'm like, well, how the hell do I know? I don't even know if I'm going to be able to fly the rest of the year. It's silly. I agree with that 100%. Do earnings even matter in this Fed printing environment? They matter, but nowhere near as much. Earnings matter. Remember, earnings are backwards looking. Guidance is forwards looking. So earnings matter a little bit. They matter a little. Like Amazon's earnings are going to matter. People do want to know how much was spent on Amazon over the last 4 months. So in the first quarter of the year. So yeah, earnings still matter, but there are bigger forces driving the market right now than earnings reports. So they matter to a significantly smaller extent. Good questions. Does this type of Bitcoin action increase the likelihood of some Darth Maul action? Well, of course, right? By default, it does. A Darth Maul candle is this particular candle. That's a Darth Maul candle, right? Where your the shorts got wiped out and the longs got wiped out if you were holding that position with stop losses. That's a Darth Maul candle. Yeah. Anytime market rises a lot in one day, it increases that probability by default. Do you have any standing GBTC orders for pullbacks? I do, but it's way down here. My my buy order for GBTC is like I think it was like I don't think I hit it. I think I just missed it. I had a buy order like somewhere over here, like near this line, and it never got filled. And I kind of got busy. I never moved it up, so I never took it here. But I had a long position in GBTC from this area here. Like these were the pullbacks where I got into GBTC. And I wanted to get in on one more pullback over here. I had a limit order for $6.35, I think. And this would have probably done it, or $6.50, but it never fell that low. So I'm really curious where the GBTC premium is right now. I probably should be getting out of my GBTC trade based on the GBTC premium. Let's take a look. We're still at 700 viewers, guys. You guys are doing great. While that's loading, hey, on-demand videos and, of course, the affiliate page. If you guys like these videos and want to support, here's the Embly card. I'm going to keep showing it because it's so freaking cool. This is what I spend as I go around. You know, I don't exactly agree with Roger Ver that you should be spending all your crypto, but when you have an awesome looking card like this, and you can actually start a conversation with a merchant, not about a scam coin, but about a real coin like Bitcoin, I love it. I love using that card. I will gladly spend my Bitcoin if it starts a conversation about Bitcoin. Please use the affiliate, of course, if you're going to sign up. Okay, next. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I was waiting for GBTC to load. I want to look at the GBTC premium. GBTC premium is not that high, according to my formulas, which is very interesting. Very interesting. Again, it goes to show that there's not enough FOMO yet in Bitcoin. This is not the FOMO time. Yes, the price is rising, and it's probably an internal halving pump. And when I say internal, I mean the pump is taking place by people in the Bitcoin space already. By people in the Bitcoin space already. Oh, I see a tipped question. Once again, same person. How bad would it be for the economy if Trump loses the election? Horrendous. Horrendous. Also, would you be more likely to come down harder? Who would be more likely to come down harder on Bitcoin, Democrats or Republicans? Oh, 100% Democrats. The Democrats are complete socialists. They believe your money is their money. They will lose their shit over Bitcoin. Republicans are a little bit more, they're a little bit more, your money is your money. Democrats believe your money is their money. So the greatest thing Bitcoin will ever do is protect your money. Bitcoin is the biggest enemy is a way bigger enemy of the Democrats than the Republicans. They're not exactly the same. And it also depends on the type of Democrats. Like, God forbid the multi-millionaire Bernie Sanders gets in there. Say goodbye to all your money. Oh, but yeah. If Trump loses this election, holy shit. It's gonna, well, it does depend on who he loses it to. Bernie's not going to be running. Hillary's not going to win. I mean, maybe Cuomo. I don't think Cuomo's that bad. So it really depends on the Democrat. I don't want to group them all together. They're not all 1 foot into the communist closet, but many of them are. Yeah, guys, with so many people, it's hard to keep all your tipped questions intact. This is why sometime next month, we're going to be putting this into a private Zoom. The Q&A will be in a private Zoom so that it's a lot more orderly. I see another tipped question. Can stock market of country rise for long periods for years if economy is not performing great and vice versa? Can they diverge from long? Yes. The US stock market could double over the next few years with a shitty economy. And the biggest reason for that to happen is movement of capital. The bond market is gigantic. Government bond, people have a lot of money in government bonds. Funds have a lot of money in government bonds. If people start to lose faith in the government and they start to unload all of their government bonds and the stock market is rising the way it's been rising, people are going to say, screw it. I want to make money. I don't care that the economy is shit. If the market is rising, it's rising. Like we haven't seen that before, right? Like how many people bought into Ripple and drove it to $3? Like it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how shitty and scammy your project is. We learned this lesson. It's irrelevant. How many shit coins? Ethereum, $1,600 for God's sakes. Dash, $1,600. Okay, it doesn't matter. If you see garbage rising, you will put money in that garbage, thinking it's gonna keep rising. So 100%, the stock market could go up, and it could go way up, even in a horrible economy, because there are people pulling their money out of things they don't like. If the government starts to implode because they shut down the economy and now they have no money and they keep printing that money, because remember, the printed money means that there could eventually be inflation. And the best hedge against inflation is the stock market. The stock market is the best hedge against inflation. It's not gold. Gold is not your best hedge against inflation. The stock market is your best hedge against inflation. You know, gold is what? 2x the price it was in 1980. The stock market is like what, 100x above what it was in 1980? Maybe not 100x, but maybe at least 20x. You know, stock market had 10x return over gold. Gold's not your best hedge against inflation. It's the stock market. Sure, it's more volatile, but it's your best hedge against inflation. All right. All right. I can't scroll back in the live chat all that far because the live chat is really, really moving. All right. Let me see. Do I have any other questions that people that my gracious volunteers have been sending me? Breaking, the US GDP shrank 4.8% in the first quarter amid the biggest contraction since the financial crisis. Meaningful or backed into the price action already? Everything is backed. Everything is in the price. Everything is already in the price action. Look, the stock market bottomed. When did the stock market bottom? The stock market bottomed when the actual shutdown started. This is when I flew back. I got out of South Africa and I flew back on the 19th. And then the market bottoms 2 days later. This is when the actual government, the economy shuts down, everything is closed, stay home, you get arrested if you go surfing by yourself in the middle of the ocean, started. And the stock market is rising. When the economy opens up, it'll probably tank, the stock market. Because you invest for the future. You buy the stock market for the future. You don't buy it for the now. Okay, they were expecting a 3.8% contraction. People thought it was probably going to be 20% contraction. They only got 4.8, so the market still rose. It is going to turn. I don't know if it's going to go to new lows, but it will definitely pull back. Thoughts on JetBlue mandating passengers wear masks during check-in, boarding, and in-flight. Will this type of behavior cause boycotts, backlashes, or is this our new normal? Well, I don't know if this is temporary or permanent, okay? Right now, it's probably the smart thing to do. How about they provide those masks, okay? I don't have a problem with this. I don't have a problem with JetBlue temporarily mandating it. I have a problem if they're going to be doing it for the rest of time, because I want to fly. And I don't want to be mandated to wear a mask. Short term, I'm okay with it. Look, I have a pretty high tolerance short term. Long term, it's a problem. I still do not do those dumb scanners. I still take the pat down. I never did those scanners. They implemented those, like 8 years ago or something. I still take the pat down. I opt out of those scanning machines. Okay, I can't stand those scanning machines. I love flying through countries like Vietnam, where it's just like a metal detector from 1972 that gets me right through. I don't even think that thing works. That's how I prefer to fly, with simplicity. But in the short term, it has to be done. And look, unless this is some airlines won't do it. I'm not a JetBlue guy. I used to fly JetBlue all the time. I don't fly them anymore. Most lower income earners are currently making more money from unemployment, $600 extra dollars of Corona unemployment, disincentivizing them to return to the workforce. I agree. Is this by design or another example of government incompetence? it's usually an example of government incompetence. Look, government loves to take advantage of crises and opportunities, but it's mostly incompetence. It's not by design. It's mostly incompetence. All right. That's it. I don't have any more questions. Hey, thank you for your donations, guys. Thank you for the likes. We're 150 likes away from my goal of 1,000 for this video. Short term has a nasty habit of becoming long term. I agree. It sucks. Hey, David, thank you for the sticker, man. Yeah, please support by checking out the affiliate page. Thank you, Brian Kelly. Do you think Hester Pierce, the crypto mom, leaving the SEC in June will be a bad thing for Bitcoin crypto? Probably. But Bitcoin doesn't care. That's the beauty of it. Bitcoin doesn't care. Honey Badger don't care. Good show, Tone. Thank you. All right, let's go back to Bitcoin. I like that the S&P is rising. I got to double check on my positions in the market. Let's go back to Bitcoin. I'm still bullish right here. I'm still bullish. The hourly is not on a 9 yet. Would love to see a big 8 candle pop to get me out of my GBTC trade. I would consider taking it on the hourly 9. I really want to wait for the, sorry, it's the 4-hour 9. My bad, not the hourly 9. Here's the hourly. That's a pretty bad reversal candle. That is known as a shooting star candle. I'm still somewhat bullish. I'm slowly becoming a little less bullish, but I'm trusting my daily. I'm trusting my 4-hour. I'm trusting that this has a little more oomph left. But if we reverse right here, I don't believe this resistance has become support. I do not believe this resistance has become support yet. We need to go higher. We need to get to 9K in order for 8K to become good support. As of right now, my good support is still in the 72.50 area. That is still my good support. 10-minute Bitcoin. Let's take a look. 10-minute Bitcoin is kind of neutral. It's leaning a little bit bearish. I would love to see, so this is a classic pattern of it's about to break down to the downside. This is a classic pattern right here. Look, we are consolidating on this line. If I was a 10-minute trader, I would be short Bitcoin right now. Okay. This tells me that we are going down. Now I would have now I wouldn't be short Bitcoin at all because we're bullish on the bigger time frames. But we are breaking this support, and that's bad. My stop loss would be right here. That would be the stop loss, and right above that candle. And the moment Bitcoin goes down, well, if it hits that stop loss, then you're out. Okay. That is we're using 10-minute candles here. This is the 4th candle of a lower swing high. I am looking for that 10-minute 9 at this support average. I can certainly see Bitcoin falling down to 82.40 right now. And that would be a potential buying opportunity. Now there is also, but this buying opportunity could only last a few hours. Or this will hit my stop loss right now and it won't matter. There is also the prior swing high. This is the kind of stuff we're going to be doing in our day trading competition that's going to take place at the Bali Financial Summit. There will be a 6 or a 7 hour trading competition that you'll probably be, people will be utilizing, these 10-minute candles for their short-term trading. I know I'm going to be in it. Joe Saz will be in it. Socrates will be in it. Hopefully we'll get Da Vinci and many of the other attendees that are supposed to be there. And we're going to have a little trading competition one evening. Okay. And it will be a short-term competition. And there it is. It's about to hit it. It's about to hit it. I would never short Bitcoin right now, but that's the pattern. And I love my TA. We had a 9, but it was a very weird 9. Very weird 9. And there it is. Bitcoin is still bullish because it's bullish on a bigger level time frames. That's the stop loss. And that is why I was only risking $20. $20 of risk. Now you can leverage that 100x. And if you leverage it 100x, $20 of risk at 100x is, what is that, 2 grand? That's 2 grand, right? So if you leverage 100x, that's a 2 grand loss on 20 bucks, right? You lost $20 at 100x. This is why we don't do 100x trades. Though I probably will in the trading competition. You got to win, right? No, I wouldn't. I would stick to 20x leverage. I would never go beyond 20x leverage. I'm still bullish in this market. I'm not exiting my long, but I will be exiting that long in the next 48 hours. Probably closer to the 24-hour mark is where I'm exiting the long. And I'm only exiting for a pullback. I have no intention of being short in this market ever. Let me not say ever. I've been short before. I'll be short again, but that's years away. There is one minor exception. If we go to like 12,000 next week, that could be an exception for me to go short. But I don't think that's going to happen. Not something I foresee. Tone, on which chart TD sequentials are relevant on CME charts or BitMEX charts? I mean, look, I don't like to use the CME chart. It doesn't have weekend data. No, they all show different readings. Look, I use Bitstamp charts. To me, Bitstamp seems like the most orderly market in Bitcoin. It's liquid and it's orderly. Tone just lost $20. Yes, Tone did just lose $20. Ian Belima does 100x trades. Hey, if you have the money and the risk capital. Hey, question from Russia. What do you think about the S&P 500? Have we seen dip? And will we V-shape and new high? Maybe. The thing is, I don't know. I'm waiting for a pullback in the S&P 500. I think the S&P 500 is about to top either later today or probably tomorrow. I believe today is Wednesday. So there's a very likely that the S&P will top tomorrow. I will be looking at exiting some of those longs that were entered during options class yesterday. And in my personal portfolio, I might be setting up some shorts. But at the same time, I'm waiting for the TD sequential. Look at the VIX. Oh, I'm sure the VIX is crashing. I'm pretty sure the VIX is crashing. Well, Tilray is doing great. I have a bullish trade on Tilray now. And would love for NVIDIA to go to 310. That would maximize the profit there. VIX. Let's look at VIX. New all-time high this year. I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. Yeah, VIX is doing pretty bad, but VIX has about 4 more days. Oh, I'm testing out the new indicator. So you can see TI testing. So we added the multi-time frame into this indicator. Now you still have to add it twice to put a new pan, but at least it's all in one code now. I have to. Oh yeah, I gotta do a quick reset. Hold on. There is a. How do I do a reset? Oh, defaults. Reset settings. I got to do that real quick. Yeah, because my colors were off. Yep, colors are back. Okay. So, yeah, I'm looking for a bottom in the VIX. The VIX bottom could be beautiful because it could come on a 9 and 13. So the market may still have a little bit of upside left. Maybe it'll top next week. But I am looking for the top in this market sometime this week or next week. And then a pullback. I have no idea how big that pullback is going to be. The pullback could go all the way to new lows. The pullback could also only go down to the 32% Fibonacci. That's what I'm still really looking for, the 32% Fibonacci. What do you think would be a good entry point for Bitcoin and exit point for this halving? I don't know if there's going to be another halving pump. It's impossible to say. 14 days to the halving is still a lot. So we could top right here in the next 48 hours. I'm expecting a top in the next 48 hours. Now we can make this top in the next 48 hours. Let me drop this 10-minute chart. Good thing I took that stop loss, huh? Because now we're going higher. Could always flip it to a buy. You can make up for that. Now I would be long. As of a green 2 going above a green 1, you're long. And that would be this would be the stop loss. The stop loss has now become new swing lows. I'd rather be long in this market because I still think it has more room to go over the next few hours. So your long is of a green 2 above a green 1, and your stop loss is new swing low. You can even make that, the ultimate swing low. It depends on how loose you want to be with your stop loss. All right, and I still think we're going to top. I still think we're going to go higher. I still think there's room. I still think there's room on the 4-hour chart. There's room on the 1-hour chart. There's room on a lot of these charts to take you higher based on time. Plenty of room based on time. No idea what that line's for. Probably on the 1-hour scale. That should be a 7, 8, 8. We're on an 8. Okay. Would love to see a perfected 9. That means we need to swing higher. I still think we can and probably will swing higher. So the $20 loss will be made up for once we go higher. Does Bitcoin have high frequency trading? Not like Wall Street, but yeah, it has the Bitcoin's liquidity comparison. How long can the RSI stay overbought on the 1-hour chart? Forever. They can stay overbought forever. Check out the RSI on Amazon on a weekly or a monthly scale. It was overbought for years. They can stay there forever. 10,000 incoming. I highly doubt it. Traditional markets are following Bitcoin, not the other way around. We'll see about that when the market turns. Would you ever consider any other coin? No. I'm not even reading the rest of that question. No, there's no other legitimate coins. They're all centralized stocks of their companies. They're all unregistered securities of their corporations. Tone, is the value of the next all-time high in Bitcoin time dependent? The longer it takes to happen, the higher it goes. Yes. Yes. I really don't want to look at Ethereum, guys. All right, we're at 960 likes. Get those likes to 1,000, and I'll take a look at Ethereum. For God's sakes. 8,000 was broken easily. Are you super bullish? Well, it was broken easily just a few hours ago, right? Like that doesn't count. It needs to stay there. 8,000 needs to be broken and sustained. Breaking 8,000 doesn't mean anything. And we did it a few days earlier than I expected. So, have I ever traded the VIX? Yes, I have. If so, what is the most optimal ETF or instrument to do so? VXX. VXX is your most optimal ETF to trade the VIX. So it's VXX. Oh, 1,000 likes. Beautiful. All right, I promised I'd look at Ethereum. I promised I look at Ethereum. I have my charts. I can see if I can open them up. Tone, what's your criteria of price moving too high too fast? I don't have a mathematical criteria. It just has to be, it's all visual. Let's look at Ethereum. I do have to get going soon. Ethereum, the last time I looked at Ethereum was at the end of January. Thank you, TradingView blockchain, which remains more immutable than the Ethereum blockchain. I also looked at it. Oh yeah, both of these in January. Okay, so let's look at them again. Open link in new tab. Open link in new tab. I think one of them was versus USD and one of them was versus Bitcoin. Like it's insane how TradingView, like the publications you do on TradingView are actually more immutable than your Ethereum transactions. Like I'm looking at the price of Ethereum on a more immutable blockchain, which is the TradingView application. If you don't believe me, go and try to edit a publication that you've published on TradingView. And if you tell me you can just send a text message to the admins of TradingView and they can alter it for you, I will tell you you can do the same thing by texting Vitalik. So Ethereum versus the dollar is on a 7. It is rising. It is, I mean, look, it's correlated with Bitcoin. It's correlated with Bitcoin. It feels like I'm looking at a Bitcoin chart. Ethereum versus the dollar looks exactly like Bitcoin. It is correlated. Like until Ethereum has another, giant problem with its blockchain, which it eventually will, it will stay correlated with Bitcoin. But eventually, it will have, another issue, another CryptoKitties, another reason why it doesn't function, and then it will fall. So there's not much to look at versus the dollar. Let's look at it versus Bitcoin. It's totally correlated. It's on a 7 as well, just like Bitcoin. Here is the weekly chart versus Bitcoin. It has outperformed Bitcoin. I will extend these lines. See, I have a problem with Bitcoin. Oh, not what I meant to extend. Ethereum will eventually fall below this red line versus Bitcoin, and then it will do this. Like, I have no idea when it's going to happen, but it's going to happen. And the sooner it happens, the sooner Bitcoin will be useful. So Bitcoin adoption won't come as long as there's Ethereum around. Bitcoin mass adoption needs to come as shitcoins die. So as long as shitcoins are rising faster than Bitcoin, I'm not, and I mean, look, all the shit can pump. Bitcoin can go to a new all-time high, but you're not going to have Bitcoin as a major player in world commerce as long as there are scammy shitcoins. It's that simple. It really is that simple. Bitcoin's ultimate driver of success is the destruction of shitcoins because they're inefficient. If there's inefficiencies, we're not going to progress as a technological society. When do you think gold will pump? I don't know. I really don't. I'm not in gold right now. I would be potentially interested in going long gold. I still think gold has a little pop in it, but I don't think gold is going to the moon. All right, guys, thank you so much for the 1,000 likes. We still have 700 viewers, but I can't stay on all day. So I need to go and take a look at my positions in the traditional market. I got to consider when I'm going to sell my GBTC trade. And there we are. It looks like we are pumping a little bit. So have I made up the $20 that I lost with a $20 gain or more? And I believe that I have. And I have. It's up 35 bucks, or at least it was a minute ago. And at this point, you can potentially start to raise that stop loss. I believe that Bitcoin will be topping in the next 48 hours. I may or may not bring you a video late tonight. We will see how the markets are doing. Once again, if you want to support, please support my Embly card. This is where I'm going to be sending some of that Bitcoin in order to spend it, because I can't wait for this quarantine to end. I'm starting to slowly run out of meat. In about a week or two, I'm going to go and shop and buy, like, God knows how much meat, because I will bring that meat to a Memorial Day barbecue with my friends. I am not going to stay in quarantine for very much longer because it's getting a little crazy. All right. Please support. You could also buy some on-demand videos. No classes for a little while, though I may redo these. I got to think about that. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you for all the likes. Thank you for all the subscribes. Hopefully we can break 100,000 subscribers in the near future. The private Q&A after these videos is coming. I want to, yeah, that's coming soon. I'll take like 1 or 2 questions publicly, and then the rest go private. It'll be much better Q&A. We can talk about other stuff. All right. That's it for watching. And thank you for watching, I should say. And I will see you all on the next one, maybe tonight. If not, certainly tomorrow. This seems like a good time slot to do videos because looks like I'm maximizing the number of viewers. Curious what time it is in Sydney, Australia. I'm going to check my phone. I got all the time zones. It's 3 a.m. in Oakland and midnight in Sydney. So, or 1 a.m. in Sydney. Yeah, so that's a good time. The Night Owls in Sydney, I have a big following there. This looks like a perfect time. A little early for people in California, but that's okay. All right. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you all on the next one.